Hi everyone, it's Sonia from Sonia's Mixed Media, and today I'll be showing you a process video of how I did this lovely picture using markers and watercolor. So I don't know if you're like me, but I'm one of those people that likes doing my art on the couch sometimes. So here I am barefoot and with my little chihuahua, and I've just started to really do a loose jug, and I'm trying to film with one hand and paint with the other, which is really good because it is making me really loose, although some of the camera positions might not be perfect for you guys. But I'm just using watercolor at this stage. I'm dipping my water brush into my palette, which is next to me, and I'm just trying to be very, very loose, pretty fast. I'm not trying to think about things too much, and just laying down some pattern on this vase that I'm doing. I have a vase like this, but I keep changing the design of it and the colour of it, but it's loosely based off of one of my jars that I have. So here I've decided to add some little watercolor flowers, and I'm just making up the pattern as I go because that's fun. And I'm also watching TV at the same time, so nothing's really getting thought out too much, and I really love this style of art. This looseness is something I'm always trying to work at, and because I just really love the style. So here I'm adding some little sort of branches with some little leaves. And because my paper's not the best paper in this huge A3 sketchbook, I try to limit the amount of water I have. So sometimes you'll see that some of it comes out pretty light, and that's because I'm just trying not to use too much water on the page. If you're wondering, this is an Australian A3 sketchbook that I just bought recently, and it's a Montmartre brand. The pages are pretty thin, so I'm thinking I may have to like stick 2 pages together and do every second page, but it has heaps of pages in it, and it was only $18. So for an A3 sketchbook, that's a really good price. So if you are in Australia, I did get this from a shop called Ned's. So here I am. I've done my pattern on that, and I've added a huge bowl and also a very loose teacup, and I thought to add some more of those flowers here just to make all the illustration cohesive. Because they're on my big jug that I drew, I thought I'd put some on the bowl as well. And I'm just using, I like to use all the same colour for the abstract objects I'm doing, because when I put my pattern work in, I think it helps see the objects more than if I went wild with the colours of the still life objects and then went and put my patterns in the background as well with all the different colours. It would just be too overwhelming, and I think I would lose what the objects are supposed to look like. It would all sort of blend in together a bit too much. So that's my theory at this stage. So like I said, I'm using watercolor for this. Sometimes I use gouache. It just depends what I have sitting on my desk, like on my little table next to my seat on the couch. So at this stage here, I think I have finished putting all my patterns on my still life. And yeah, I think I'm quite happy with it at this stage. And you can see the looseness there in the close-ups. So now I'm swapping to my markers, and I'm using Posca marker, and I like to use Tombow markers and even Crayola textures, anything that's water-based so that it doesn't go through the paper too much. And I've started adding my patterns. So here is a little bit of a detail shot of me just using a Tombow marker and just adding some more detailed pattern work. It's nothing fancy, but it all adds up with the patterns. Some patterns are more detailed and some are a bit looser. But yeah, just purple and green, always really nice. So I did have a colour palette in mind for this. I looked on Pinterest and I often look colour palettes up on there. And I looked up something to go with lime green, and I found a colour palette that had dark purple, light purple, black, and a dark green, mint green. And I think there's even, I threw an olive green in there as well. And I just sort of tried to stick with those colours on this illustration here. And you can see some of the pattern making I've been doing. As you can see, some are more detailed. And some sections I just colour in like solid colour. And that, I think, gives a bit of relief to the eyes. Now, I've turned my book upside down because it is an A3 and it's huge on my lap. I had to turn the book upside down so I could get to the top and film it. So here I am just adding in some colouring. And with the watercolour markers, you'll find that they do leave little strokes on your paper. And this is totally normal. You can't really avoid it. But I actually like those little strokes. I think it adds a bit of texture. And you can see it just adds, like with mark making, it just adds more detail. And I really like that it leaves the little colouring in marks. So like I said, you don't have to use Tombow markers, which are quite expensive. I also use the cheap kids Crayola textures or markers, and you can buy like a whole pack of 50 of those for like $10 or $15, and they're really cheap, and I really like using those as well. So this is the finished image, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Here's a close-up of it, and you can see all the patterns I ended up doing. And this is a really great idea to do when you're watching TV or just want to relax. I find this art so soothing and relaxing, and you can see even with all my pattern making at the background, you can see that those still life objects really pop because I've left them white and they've got not, all the pattern detail inside them as well, like with different colors. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys, and if you'd like to see more, I hope you subscribe to my channel. I'd love to hear any comments from you as well. Bye.